I paid 500 bucks for this old Skidoo. I bought this old thing a few weeks ago, brought it home and never looked at it since. And now that winter is almost over, I figured it's just about time for me to fix it. This poor old Skidoo has been sitting there now long enough that she's froze right into the ground. So we're going to have to give her a good pluck with the quad. So let's hook her up and get her in the shop. I'm going to leave her in the shop for the night, let her thaw out, and come out tomorrow morning and have a go at her.
The next day.
Aha! Well, here she is, boys. I love this body style of Skidoo. These ZX chassis look just incredible to me. This one right here is a 2003. It's a 600 hull. I'll laugh at that because my wife asked me one day, she was like, what do they say hull on the end? Anyway, it's a 600 H hull. I picked up this gem for just 500 bucks. I had absolutely no intentions on buying this. I actually bought this after the same guy that I bought this 1000 Mod Pro from. I went for the bike and I left with the bike in the Skidoo. Anyway, I got there and looked at it. It was in really good condition and I got absolutely no wheel power, so I couldn't turn it down. And if you're wondering why I got this for 500 bucks, it's because it is very low on compression. So let's find out why or what cylinder exactly has the low compression.
Let's pop off these things and haul out the plugs.
It does feel like one side has compression and the other side don't. Best case scenario is just something simple. Maybe there's a hole in the piston, maybe some other thing. I'm hoping that the cylinders aren't torn up. There's definitely gas on the plugs. So let's start on this side over here first. This will be the clutch side. So the clutch side is about 120 pound. Not too shabby. Now let's try the stator side. I'm assuming the stator side is the one that's gone. Must be. Got like nothing. Literally. It's like 10 pound maybe. The rest of this up here is not in too bad a shape. You can see a bunch of oil down here. It looks like it's coming from the exhaust, maybe? It's hard to tell, honestly, and just running down the engine.
Let's check and see if she ran out of oil. Nope, she got oil.
Coolant. We do have coolant. It don't look to be contaminated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off this top, like the head, I guess you want to call it. And I'm going to have a look inside the engine here. We'll have a good look at the piston. We'll have a good look at those jugs. If the cylinders aren't torn up, that would be so good. We could just haul them out. New piston rings, all new gaskets and seals, and this thing will be ready to rock. If those cylinders are torn up, I'm going to have to send them either to a machine shop to try to get them like replated or sleeved or whatever. Maybe bored out, bigger piston and rings, or I'm going to have to try to buy some. Hopefully that's not the case.
So let's unscrew these hose clamps, pop off the hoses and get coolant all over the floor. Unplug the temp sensor. And pop off this head or dome or whatever you want to call it.
Alright, we got the head took off of the engine. And would you look at that?
We can throw that piston in the garbage because she's cracked.
I think we got lucky though, because the cylinders, aside from some normal wear and tear, don't seem like they took any damage.
I should buy a lottery ticket because that's pretty lucky.
So what we're going to do next, I'm going to remove all this exhaust. I'm going to unhook our carbs. We're going to get these two jugs completely removed so we can have a good look at everything, clean everything up, and get a parts list and start ordering some stuff up. Oh, I missed one.
Don't need that. I undone the clamps around the carb boots, and I'm going to pop off these cylinders and leave the carbs in the Skidoo.
Now, buddy, get cylinders all off of her. We're going to get this exhaust wide pipe off next. It'd just be easier for me to get this off while it's you know, laughing on the bench.
One of these wide pipe bolts were actually missing, so that's probably where the oil was coming from.
This is March 30th, so it's just, let's just say it's April. And so we got maybe like 30 more days of possible snow. But in this month of April, I'm hoping to get this sled done. So I guess the old fella Brian, his name is, he's a fine young fella. He lives maybe 15, 20 minutes away from me. He contacted me to buy the Arctic Mud Pro and the this MXZ here. And I guess he was telling the truth when he said she never had any compression. And I only paid $500 for that Skidoo. And as far as I can tell here, these cylinders are in perfect shape. They just need to be honed out. I actually got a dingle ball hone right here that is what I'm going to call pretty much the perfect size for these. I'm so happy these cylinders aren't torn up. Woo! That literally cuts the cost down by a lot. So here's the two cylinders, and they are in really good shape, honestly. Like, I can rub my hand in here. My fingernail is not catching on nothing, no big gouges. There is some wear on them, and I'm hopefully going to be able to take that off with my dingle ball. I do like me a nice set of jugs. So I just called Reeves. That's what I deal with when I get a lot of my parts for these bikes and Skidoos. He might actually have some of these parts in stock. So that's great. He's supposed to call me back and let me know in a few minutes. So while I'm waiting for him to call me back, we're going to go ahead now, start cleaning up these cylinders, cleaning up a few of these parts. Hopefully you do got those things in stock and I can get this thing back together a lot sooner than I thought.
Yeah, I know. I need a good workbench. I need an ultrasonic cleaner, and I wouldn't mind having one of those parts washers as well. When I get next week's allowance off the wife, maybe I'll order up some stuff. I'm also using that low VAC brake cleaner, and I got to say, it is absolutely trash.
Alright, it's the next day. Got all my parts coming for this MXZ. New pistons, rings, all new gaskets and seals for the top end. I got this one here. We got some parts coming from the same guy. And the 1000 Mud Pro, also got some parts coming for that one. Everything cleaned up pretty nice, though. I got to say, the cylinders and stuff all come out good. So I'm just going to put all this stuff now in this box, sort it all away. And next week, as soon as I get those parts, this thing is going to be going back together. And hopefully we'll be getting for a rip before the snow goes.
So let's clean up, put her back in the corner, and wait for some parts. She don't know it yet, but she's going to be a certified ripper. Like and subscribe to see this thing rip the snow once again. And if you have any idea why that happened to the piston, drop a comment. While we're waiting on parts, we got to pick up something else. We're about to pick up the cheapest and probably the ugliest 250 dirt bike on Marketplace. This thing was only $200. How can you turn that down? Literally, an entire bike for just $200.
What have I done? I tell you one thing, and that's not two things. I'm pretty good at buying junk. So it's probably going to take at least a week or two for me to get the parts for this Skidoo. So in the meantime, I got something else to work on. Because clearly I don't have enough. But $200, boys. I mean, come on. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, anything at all is worth $200. I don't even know if this works, honestly, because there's no kickstart on it. It does have electric start, but the battery don't work. So this is a Geo, or a Giovanni, I guess, 250 little dirt bike. It does have a clutch. None of the brakes work. Got a little key here. So there's actually a really funny story about this bike. My buddy bought this bike probably 15 years ago. My really good buddy. He's actually my cousin, my first cousin. Anyways, I went out in my old Mazda pickup truck. I picked this bike up with him. Got it back. It didn't run. And back then we lived in town. He lived in an apartment building. I lived in a basement apartment. So what we done was took the engine out over in my apartment in the driveway. Then we took the engine, carried it up like 4 or 5 flights of stairs to his apartment building.
Here she is back in the day. This was almost 15 years ago. It's crazy how fast time goes. And here's me and Ryan tearing down the engine on the coffee table. He ordered the parts online and rebuilt the engine, and he actually used it quite a bit before he got rid of it again.
It's pretty funny. 15 years later, here she is.
So there's your backstory on this bike. This is a Geo 250. It's an air-cooled engine with a clutch. She's in pretty rough condition here now, but I bet you any money that this thing will start up and run like a champ. It's got absolutely no brakes on it.
But brakes only slow you down. My only goal for that dirt bike is to get it running and driving, because that's a 250cc engine with a clutch. It's pretty much a Honda clone as far as I can tell. And that engine would be great in something much smaller. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? How sick would that drivetrain be in a trike? How sick would that drivetrain be in a mini trike, like one of those 110 trikes? Oh, I'm getting too excited. I gotta go. See you next time.